Well, I was thinking about this earlier as to exactly when I met Helen Shores Lee. All I remember is that it had to be when I was 150 pounds lighter. I remember that.
I think we both were.
But I don't remember exactly the circumstances. It's kind of like you were always around. I think we were involved in a lot of the same organizations, from the Red Cross to...
I remember the first circumstance, first time I met you.
Excuse me?
It was shortly after we had moved back from California, and it was at the Jefferson County Child Development Council, which at that time was housed in the Woodward Building downtown.
Right.
And we both were on the board. And you wore black horn-rimmed glasses, and you were about 100 pounds lighter.
And had a mustache.
And had a mustache, that's right.
Yeah, it's before I became a Republican.
That's
had to get rid of all those things.
That's my first remembrance of you.
Friendships are, in my book, based upon mutual respect. And respect also requires, I think, when you talk about politics, I don't think I've ever asked any of my friends to do anything that they didn't feel comfortable with, or to take a position. Just because I was for something didn't mean you had to be for it, and just because I had a political enemy didn't mean they were also your enemy. And that's a sort of respect that you have for another person.
But John, you've been there for on the personal side too. We've had some tragedies in our family, and you've always been there. You've always been supportive from the children on to the grandchildren and what have you, and understand certain aspects when things in a family aren't necessarily running as smooth as they should. You seem to rise to the occasion and become very supportive in that. So there's a very personal, aside from the political and the social, there's a very personal side of that too that a lot of people don't know about.
But I wouldn't want people to think that, we just meet whenever there's a family tragedy or crisis. I mean, we've traveled together. We've been to California. We've been to Mississippi. We've been to
Munich.
We've been to Munich. That's right. I almost forgot that trip to Europe.
There have been a lot of funny episodes in our relationship, but I would say, and I don't know if John remembers this, one of the funniest was that I had an occasion to be hospitalized many years ago, and John came in the room with an arm full of flowers, and he placed them on the table, and he came over to the bed and proceeded to sit on the bed and hug me and rock me. And there was a nurse that walked in the room, and she looked rather stunned as she looked over at us, and John said, "Oh, come on in. We're having an affair. We've been having an affair for years." And I think she kind of believed him, because she got rather bumfuzzled at what she was doing. And John has quite a sense of humor, but that was one of the funniest, because I'm sure she left the room and went and said, guess what?